clearly visible? Please type yes in the comment section, or at least give me a thumbs up. Hello everyone, very good evening. Great, everything looks good. So welcome back to Unacademy and welcome to Conquer Prelims 2024. As you all know, this is our static crash course where we are covering the most important static topics from all the subjects for your upcoming prelims examination. So today would be class number 4 for international relations. In the last 3 classes, we have covered some very important topics from IR. So today, let's continue and let's talk about some important specialized agencies of the UN. For today's class, this is the theme that I have chosen. We are going to discuss several important specialized agencies. We will understand their role, we will understand their composition, the important role that these organizations perform as part of the United Nations. So yesterday we understood the primary organs and some of the important institutions within the UN system. So today let's focus on some of the important specialized agencies of the UN. So let's start with question number 1. Please read the question. There are 3 big statements provided. In the meantime, I will launch the poll and I want all of you to participate in the live poll. Read the question carefully. I'll explain the entire answer with the topic. But first, please give me the correct answer. All of you try to attempt this particular question. I'll give you sufficient time for this. It's a big question. Statement 1 says there are 17 specialized agencies working with the UN. But sometimes reference is made to 15 agencies because World Bank Group is made up of 3 specialized agencies. And third statement says UN specialized agencies are international organizations working with the UN in accordance with the relationship agreements between each organization and the United Nations. So let's see if you guys know these basic details about international organizations and specialized agencies of the UN. Please go ahead and attempt this particular question. Let's see how many of you can get this right. You have 30 seconds to go. See, specialized agencies, it's a very important topic under the UN. We have seen many questions come from here. So even though some agencies are not in the news, there could be a static question based on some historical facts related to such specialized agencies. It's very much part of our syllabus. So it's very important to know these specialized agencies. So today we will cover some of them, which are the most important for the upcoming exam. 50% of the students have said option B is the right answer. They've said only 2 statements. Okay, let me show you the leaderboard. These are the top students. Now let me give you the right answer. All the 3 given statements are correct. So very few students gave the correct answer. Majority of them said only 2, assuming that one of them is wrong. But all 3 statements are actually correct. So option C becomes the right answer. Now I know some of you would be confused. Let me clarify this. Once I explain, you will understand what the question was actually asking. See, statement 1 says there are 17 specialized agencies working with the UN. This is absolutely correct. If you just look at international organizations which are recognized as specialized agencies of the UN, we actually have 17 in total. But many times, even in newspapers, a reference is made to 15 specialized agencies. That's because the World Bank Group, it is in turn made up of 3 separate international organizations. So essentially they count 14 specialized agencies plus World Bank. But World Bank itself is made up of 3 specialized agencies, 3 international organizations, which are each a specialized agency of the UN. So 14 plus 3, it's actually 17. But sometimes there is a reference saying that there are only 15 specialized agencies because they are treating the entire World Bank Group as one specialized agency. So statement 2 is also correct. Reference is made to 15 agencies because Because the entire World Bank group is treated as one agency instead of being treated as three separate specialized agencies. The third statement is also correct. These specialized agencies, how they work with UN is that they each have a separate agreement. They would have entered into a relationship agreement with the United Nations, especially in the 1940s, 1950s, right? Immediately after the UN was established. Some of these international organizations were newly established, but some of them were already existing even before the UN. So they entered into an agreement, a relationship agreement with the UN by signing one agreement each with the United Nations. So statement 3 is also correct. All the three are correct, so option C becomes the right answer. Now, let's understand few other important related facts. Now, can you look at this point over here? Specialized agencies are covered under chapter number 9 and 10 of the UN Charter. If you look at the Constitution of the UN, chapter 9 and 10 provides for specialized agencies. These are international organizations. They function independently, but they are very much part of the UN system. They are treated as specialized agencies of the UN because they would have entered into these relationship agreements with the UN and they would have become part of the UN system. So you can see the entire list of 17 specialized agencies of the UN. It includes Food and Agriculture Organization, International Telecommunication Union. Can you see here the World Bank group is made up of three separate organizations. That is IBRD, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, IDA, International Development Association, and IFC, International Finance Corporation. So these three specialized agencies collectively make up your World Bank. So there are many others like ILO, IMF, WHO, and others. Now, please note down that some of these agencies were established even before 1945. That is, even before the UN came into being. Some of them were established after 1945. Some were set up along with the UN when UN was established in 1945, but some were established much later, a few years later, and they would go on to sign these agreements with the United Nations to become part of the UN system and to be recognized as a specialized agency of the UN. So these specialized agencies, they all have respective works. They all specialize in certain domains, in certain areas. For example, WHO specializes in healthcare.